up to the stage to speak. Kev Carroll, who's currently on remand for threatening someone with a machete. Just if you didn't know that, Tommy Todd, Kev Carroll's currently on remand for threatening someone with a machete. Well, he put his...
We did look into this so-called machete incident, and it appears the Daventry Express may have reported on this incident that Mr. Goddard outlines. It's an incident about a man named Kevin Carroll, aged 51, so this could be Big Kev, our Big Kev that we all know. Magistrates remanded a Daventry man in custody on Monday following an incident in the town over the weekend. Kevin Carroll, 51 of Stanley Way, is charged with criminal damage, dangerous driving and threatening a person with a blade or sharply pointed article. It doesn't mention machete, but I guess it's pretty much the same thing, right? A sharply pointed article or a blade, it's the same thing. Where did they learn this behaviour to pull out sharply pointed articles on people? I wonder. Police arrested Mr. Carroll after being called to a collision involving 3 vehicles in Ashby Road at around 8:50 p.m. on July the 4th. And it does say at the end, Northampton Magistrates Court rejected an application for bail and he will remain in custody until a hearing at Crown Court in the town on August the 7th. So that's passed, so I'm not entirely sure what the outcome of this particular trial was. If anybody knows, get in touch. But it's all rather interesting, isn't it? A sharp article, pulling out a sharp article on somebody. Sounds like a bit of road rage if you ask me. Let me tell you something now. Big Kev would not try pulling out a sharp article or any type of article on somebody who can handle themselves. If this article is about Big Kev, then I bet the guy who he was picking on was some sort of timid fella and not the fighting type. He would not deign, and I repeat this, he would not deign to pull out a sharp article on me or any other type of article on me or anybody else who can handle themselves in a physical duel. I guarantee you, if he tried to do that to me, Mr. Robinson would have to get a first-class flight from Spain back to Blighty, paid for by the mugs who donate to him, to pick Big Kev's teeth off the road. And what's the deal with Big Kev anyway? What does he do? Is he a bum or does he have a job? Does he have a job or does he just live off bits and pieces handed down from Mr. Robinson's donation grift, or do some quote-unquote work for Mr. Robinson? This clown and the rest of them are drains on our tax resources. Think about all the taxpayers' money, our money, that's been wasted on court cases involving Tommy and his cronies.
I've got mates in prison serving more than 8 years for fights or for drugs. I've got mates in prison serving more than 8 years for fights or for drugs.
Add in all the policing costs for all these pointless demos and events that are laid out for gullible people so they can continue their grift. You're probably looking at more than £1 million. These clowns have wasted all that. That's our money. That £1 million could have been used on our NHS or on some other form of improving our infrastructure. And you lot are quick to talk about these migrant crossers taking their £30 a week or whatever they get, and that hotel room that they get given. You've got to be consistent, and you've got to start calling out Tommy and his cronies who are draining our resources.
I've got mates in prison serving more than 8 years for fights or for drugs. I went to jail in 2014 for mortgage fraud.